Jose stood at the edge of the airport hangar, his boots dusty from the fields and his calloused hands tucked inside the pockets of his worn denim jacket. It was a moment he had dreamed about for years. After a lifetime of early mornings, long harvests, and countless sacrifices, he was finally about to buy his own private jet. Not for vanity, not for show, but because he had earned it. The hangar was sleek and gleaming, filled with polished aircraft that looked like they belonged in the movies. But as soon as Jose stepped inside, the atmosphere shifted. Conversations paused, eyes turned toward him. Murmurs began. The rich scent of leather and aviation fuel was suddenly overpowered by something more subtle but far more cutting: judgment. A tall man in a tailored gray suit approached, clipboard in hand. He glanced at Jose from head to toe. The farmer's wide-brimmed straw hat and worn boots clearly did not fit the clientele this salesman was used to. "Can I help you, sir?" the man asked with a forced smile, his tone teetering between politeness and dismissal. "I have an appointment to see the 700X model," Jose said, voice firm but polite. The salesman raised an eyebrow. "Are you here to take pictures with it?" "No," Jose replied patiently. "I'm interested in purchasing it." The man chuckled dryly, clearly unconvinced. "Right. Follow me." As they walked across the floor, Jose noticed a few customers whispering and pointing. One woman in a pearl necklace said just loud enough to hear, "He doesn't look like he belongs here." Another man snickered, "Maybe he got lost on his way to the cargo docks." The salesman showed him the aircraft. It was magnificent, sleek, powerful, built to fly high and fast. Jose walked around it slowly, inspecting every detail, but he couldn't ignore the hostile energy around him. After only 10 minutes, the salesman grew impatient. "Well, if you're not really interested, I have other appointments," he said. Jose looked at him, puzzled. "I told you, I am interested." The salesman sighed and began walking away. Just then, a warm hand clapped Jose on the shoulder. Startled, he turned to see a portly man with a round belly and a bright smile, wearing a striped shirt and slacks. "Jose, is that really you?" Jose smiled in relief. "Carlos? I can't believe it's you, man. What are you doing here?" Jose chuckled nervously. "Looking to buy a plane, believe it or not." Carlos raised an eyebrow, then gave a hearty laugh. "Why not? You always dreamed big. You deserve it." They talked for a while, and Carlos's presence gave Jose a sense of ease, if only temporarily. The stares continued, sharper now, and the whispers more venomous. "He's not here to buy anything." Jose's heart pounded. He felt his dream slipping away under the weight of shame and doubt, but he refused to walk away. Not again. Not this time. As he and Carlos turned to leave the hangar, a loud voice rang out, "Hey you, the farmer trying to buy a jet. You think anyone's gonna take you seriously dressed like that?" The voice mocked. "That hat, those boots, go back to your farm." Laughter echoed through the hangar. Jose turned slowly, his face burning, his hands clenched. "I'm buying a plane," he said. "Not to impress you, but because I earned it." More laughter. Someone sneered, "Even if you had the money, who's gonna fly it for you? You're just a nobody." Jose stepped forward, lifted his chin, and pulled out a check from his jacket. It was made out to the exact price of the 700X model. "You say I can't afford this?" he asked, voice calm but resolute. He locked eyes with the men who had mocked him. Their smug expressions faltered. "I've worked my whole life for this moment," Jose continued. "I came here to fulfill a dream, and all you saw was a farmer. You didn't see a businessman. You didn't see a father. You didn't see a human being." The salesperson, now red in the face, tried to speak, but Jose held up his hand. "I'm not done." He pulled out his phone and called his son. "Come now," he said. "There's something happening here that you need to see." An hour later, the hangar doors burst open. Jose's son strode in, dressed in a tailored navy blue suit, polished shoes tapping across the marble floor. He was a lawyer, sharp, commanding, and unwavering. "Who insulted my father?" he asked, his voice low but deadly. The crowd shifted uncomfortably. No one spoke. "I'll give you one chance to admit it," the son said, "or I'll sue every one of you and the company you work for." The salesperson stammered. We didn't know." "That's the point," the son snapped. "You judged a man based on his appearance, and now you'll be held accountable." The next day, Jose filed a formal complaint. A court hearing was scheduled. The courtroom was filled with tension as Jose and his legal team presented their case. Witnesses were brought forward. Testimonies were given. But it was the unexpected arrival of Patricia, an airport employee, that turned the tide. She brought with her audio, recordings, clear evidence of the mockery and prejudice Jose had faced. The judge listened silently, growing more and more disturbed as the recordings played. In light of this evidence, the judge declared, "This court finds that Mr. Jose was subjected to blatant discrimination and public humiliation. The company will pay damages and implement a comprehensive anti-discrimination training program for all staff." Jose left the courthouse victorious. Weeks later, he returned to the airport, this time with confidence, his check in hand. The same employees who had mocked him now averted their eyes in shame. He walked past them, then turned back. "You still think I'm a nobody?" he asked. They said nothing. "I'm buying a jet," Jose said, "but not from you." He crossed the hangar to a rival company and bought the best aircraft they had. As the jet lifted off the runway, Jose looked out the window, down at the airport, and smiled. He had flown higher than any of them had dared to dream.